Well, good morning, everybody. Is it Thursday? Is it Thursday yet? Yes, it's finally Thursday. Oh boy. I'm just watching some YouTube here, checking out what my buddy Mark Batson's been posting, but that got me thinking I should do something about this here little NASCAR guy. So, let's see. We're working on. This is gonna be ugly. Here we go. Working on this guy right here. And it didn't even sink into me that this is Junior's car, so it's got to be from the Busch series, because there's no way he would have been driving a number three while his daddy was driving a number three in the Cup series. So yeah, that's how much I know about NASCAR. Hey, I used to watch the races. I enjoyed having them on and stuff when I was younger, but never really got like I didn't. I was like so many different versions of NASCAR. I didn't realize how many there were. So it's definitely a rabbit hole. All right, so chassis. Let's start with the ground and work our way up. So we painted this area here a steel color, and then we added some ushi powder. You get that nice metallic sheen. Like you can see my reflection of my finger in there really nicely. I'd seen some pictures of the interior of the car. I see how this area here can get kind of worn out. And then I decided to do a little bit of like rubbing wear and stuff like that alongside the gearbox, or the shifter, whatever you this area right here. But I think it looks pretty cool right now. And sadly, while I was goofing around and stuff, my shifter broke. And then when I went to go repair the shifter, I knocked off this little post right here that's supposed to come up to the petty bar. So yeah, that's not pretty. Back here, this is a little cover right here. I thought that looked kind of cool, so I hit it with some wash, and I gotta take it down a little bit. It's a little heavy on there, but we're gonna address that there in a little bit. And then on the fuel cell, I don't think that's correct, but it's pretty. So I went ahead and did that. I thought that might be cool. That's just some transparent red and some transparent blue on there. Moving forward, last night I painted the front suspension pieces. I did a first coat of, there's a lot of hand painting on this because I built it all up and then I painted it and everything. I primed it and did all that stuff, and then I'm like, oh wait, I should probably pick out some of this detail up here. Well, I got out the paint and started painting on here. You know how paint's always nice and shiny when it's wet. And then it dried, nice and shiny. And then I realized, yeah, this is what happens when you get your X1 mixed up with your XF1. Yeah, so that, I'm going to go do another coat of the flat over the top of the gloss there, hopefully tone that down, because that's not pretty. Along the bottom here, we got the track arm mounted in place and glued up and everything. And then I do have a little bit of titanium gold on the calipers to help bring out those a little bit because they're kind of lost. And they did a light dry brushing on the springs to try and bring out the coil effect on that too. And we got this guy mounted up here. I'm not happy with how this stupid, I got some paint on the oil tank. I'm not happy with how this stupid little belt thing here is supposed to go in there. And the only way to fix that is to pop this all off and then drill that hole larger. I should have double checked that before I put it all together, but it is what it is. Got the Panhard bar. I guess is that the Panhard bar or is that a track bar? I'm not quite sure. We got that bar secured in place, and then it was a pain in the neck to get everybody to glue in place. I still haven't gotten the rear shocks up against. Can we get in closer? I mean, there's about a millimeter of play there, so I need to, I guess, figure out some way to glue those and then clamp them in place so that they'll get what they need to be getting. But yeah, I did the transmission support in gloss black also. I thought that'd be cool, but this bugger here keeps popping up. Yeah, so I think I'll put a styrene block up inside there and glue that to the styrene block so that that holds it in place better than this itty bitty little join right here, because that's just a little too, I think it's just a little too weak for the stress that it's under. But that's the chassis. Chassis is looking alright. And then our roll cage assembly, I had paint on my finger and I touched it. Silly person. But we did all this. This is all hand painted, and we went back over and touched up some of the gray here and there, and now I'm gonna go back and untouch up some of the gray here and there because it got a little exuberant with it. Not bad looking. A couple areas here up on the top. We're not going to see that with the body on there, so I'm not too worried about it. And I probably won't be displaying this with the body off, even though I want to do my best possible job with this. Got some stuff on the firewall colored up with some aluminum, and then we'll go back over it with some Tamiya pan liner just to kind of emphasize the fact that those are parts that are stuck to the thing, not just kind of like sticking out. And then I got the steering box painted up, and I'm going to do the steering column. I think I'll do the steering column in black, and I might actually do that in gloss black on purpose. So we're looking at that. But yeah, I forgot to clean up my my ejector pin marks in there. I wasn't sure we're going to see those or not, but probably triggering some people out there. Rallican Shenanigans, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. He often leaves a comment going, "Hey man, I saw that ejector pin you didn't clean up. It's triggering my OCD." So it's kind of funny. A weird thing here. I had mentioned before that there's this large gap there. I was goofing around with this, and I pressed on it on the firewall here, and that kind of like flexes into place and holds it. So I'm like, okay, cool. What I need to do is get a nice big old clamp and run it from the back of this guy here all the way to the front here, and dribble some glue in there, and then crank down on it and hold it in place when it's time to do that. But it's not time to do that just yet. So there's that. The engine, I just have the drive shaft stuck into the engine, and yeah, I did paint the drive shaft black, and then I went back and read in the instructions that you're supposed to paint it white, and I realized, oh yeah, that's for visibility if it shows up on the track. I have to clean up my paint seam here and in the back there also a little bit, but our engine is basically done. We need to add on our headers, and these are awesome headers. I mean, they even have like the little weld seams on there. That is pretty sweet. But we need to tack on our headers and stuff. So I'm wondering, how would you guys do this? Would you just glue them on and then stick it in the body, or the chassis I should say, or would you take the time to actually drill those little nubbins out and maybe put some pins in there so that you get a more positive fit? Now I'm thinking the instructions say to slap it all together, blah blah blah, put the headers on there and stick it in. But I'm thinking what would be really helpful is to put this in. That's a close enough approximation for video, like that. Put it in like that, and then thread these up and put them into place. I'm on camera. I'm sorry. Thread these up, put them into place, both sides. Get them a close approximation, and then while the glue is curing on that, I'm going to flip this guy over. Stick on this guy so that we can get the spacing correct between the two headers. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the actual thing and not the screen. I apologize. So yeah, stick this guy in place, and then so we can line up the headers to everybody. And I'm thinking that might be the best possible thing. And do all that before we put on this part, the roll cage bit. I'm thinking that might be the easiest solution for that there. But yeah, I'm curious to know, would you guys go about pinning your exhaust manifolds and then so you have a much more positive fit, or would you just go ahead and go with what's already supplied with the kit there? So let me know. I think I might try pinning it just to see, maybe just maybe one pin in the center right there, and that way I can rotate them up and down if I have to, if they're not clearing correctly. So yeah, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on that kind of thing. So there's that, and then we've started doing some detail work on the dashboard. That's not very pretty right now, but we're going to do our best to try and get that to look better. So so there we go. All right guys, we're gonna say goodbye for right now. Everybody have a happy Thursday, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Bye.